Thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. This game is about the awesome collection of over 700 unique champions, a super detailed and tactical RPG battle system, incredible graphics and intense combination of PvE and PvP content. Stay till the end to find out more and get nice bonuses. I want to learn armoring, but instead of just spamming leather bracers, I'm making a full suit of leather armor. In the last video I made the right shoulder piece and that turned out quite alright, however there's one big problem. So today let's make something that keeps my shoulder protection where it should be. And then I'll completely wreck it. And firing. Oh shit. There's a couple of ways to attach shoulder armor and I've decided to go with the Gorget. Well, with the Halsberger. Typically a piece of metal that encases and protects your throat, and with that Adam's apple of mine, this sounds like a pretty good idea. So I came up with this design and started decorating. Okay, now I'm really not liking how these things look, so I made a template and we'll turn it into this, because I think that suits the look much better. With the decorative front layer done, it's time to make the armored plates that provide the protection. For that I'm boiling the leather for 30 seconds and then I leave it to cool off with some weights on top. With the upper part done, I'll need to make the base to attach it to. And this will also hold the shoulder armor later on. Okay, so the next part is a little bit difficult because I need to join these two pieces together. But obviously I can't hold the shape here and then at the same time pin it down at the end or measure anything. Maybe I'll just put the front down and then carefully work my way towards the right shape. It should be something like this. I don't know. A little bit difficult. Like this, but then I don't really know how to sketch up the leather with this. Actually, I'm contemplating just making a hat instead. It looks pretty good as well, right? Milady. I guess I'll just make a slightly bigger leather piece that hopefully fits. Okay, alright. So now at least I can hold it in place while I'm working on it. because the next step is to sew whatever this on, put the thread through. Now, if you couldn't tell before, this way of doing it absolutely sucks. You can see it leaves some white residue. It looks like I got too excited making this. You can see right here, it looks like it dried out. I think the problem is the steerage needs a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius to melt. Now, I'm only hitting it from the top, and then the core of the leather is actually pretty cold. So I think it only penetrates a little bit, then hardens, and thus the rest of this can't really go any further because there's already a layer of stearic acid that's solidified. I think I got to submerge the individual pieces, but yeah, I wanted to try if I can just do a surface finish and get somewhat of the same result, because I think the color looks pretty cool. Once I hit it with some heat, you can see it instantly looks a lot better. So yeah, this is why I wanted to try it out, because it gives a nice color while also hardening, so I can skip the pretty expensive step of painting it. To solve the problem with the solidified outer layer is actually put this in the oven with, let's try 80 degrees Celsius, and then the leather warms up all the way through, and then the rest that's left on top can soak in. And there we have it, guys. So, what do you think? I'm pretty pleased with it, to be honest. Came out better than I expected. I was pretty nervous whether I would get the shape right here, the curvature. And I think it turned out pretty great. So here's it with the shoulder attached. Okay, so regarding the shoulder mobility, I think it's all right. I don't really know what to say because I've never worn a full suit of armor, so I don't know what the right shoulder mobility should be for something like this. But you can see I can reach far back on top. Now, through swimming, I think I've got a little bit of a better than average upward shoulder mobility, so it really restricts myself. Those of you who've worn a suit of armor can maybe comment if this should be alright, because I want to do asymmetrical shoulders, so this one should have a little bit more mobility. So yeah, hopefully that is alright. I thought I'd wear all three pieces. This is the earliest I've made, and yeah, it's just cheap piece of leather, and it's, yeah, basically crap. This really won't do much. This won't help you. Now, this was the second piece I've made from the last video, and I think it's already an improvement to the first. But yeah, you can see there are still some pieces. This is just decorative purely, but seeing the comparison from this to this, I think I did a pretty decent job, because looks and feels a lot more rigid. I dare to say this is like the first thing that's actually somewhat closely resembling armor. Let me show you what I'm testing this with today. But first I gotta get this thing off, and let me tell you, I can see why knights had a squire, because this isn't a lot of fun to get out by yourself. I'm sure any one of you who had a coif on before can totally relate. Gets really itchy. Here's what I'll be testing with today. I've got this thing as a 14-year-old. It's a, you see, 22 pound And yeah, I don't expect this to do anything, but I thought it'd be fun to shoot with this as well. And then of course, 70-inch, 30-pound recurve bow that I just got a few days ago. And because I can already smell the comments, don't worry. I've actually borrowed this 170-pound crossbow to sort of simulate what a real armor would have to go through. But first things first, let's start out with the 22-pound. Oh. Yeah, I don't think any armor in the world could stop that. Okay, so this right here, this is one of the flaws I wanted to talk about. I was really expecting this right here to sit a little bit lower. There's just a single layer right here, which easily punctured. And yeah, just with 22 pounds, you can kind of see that a single layer of leather doesn't do anything at all. Okay, let me get a little bit closer so we can speed this up. So a single layer of semi-hardened leather stops the arrow, but not reliably. Let's move on to the 30-pound bow and actually hit the armored parts. There's some difference in the arrows as well. These ones are a little bit thinner, but all in all, we've got the same arrowhead. Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted to hit. So let's have a look. So first one barely made it over. Second one straight into the middle armor plate, and yeah, you'd be dead. Maybe actually you wouldn't, because it stopped, and normally there would be a chainmail in front of that. Let's give it another go. And yeah, this doesn't look good. Okay, probably one thing to note though, I've only got these training arrows. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'd say with this thickness of the arrow, because it's carbon fiber, you've got a lot of strength in a small position. So I think it actually has a little bit more penetrating power than a bigger wooden arrow would have. Yeah, I don't know. It's not as sharp as one of those bodkin arrows, the armor piercing, but I think maybe, as I said, I have no idea. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would say that's closest to those armor piercing. It was very, very difficult to remove these. So the leather is plenty strong. And maybe when you're shooting with, yeah, let me put a picture up on screen, with those arrows that got a lot more surface surface area, I think that you might be safe with that armor. But yeah, I have to get some of those arrows in the future to do some of those tests. I think we're pretty sure that the 170-pound crossbow shoots straight through this thing. I mean, we should still try, right? Yeah, let's draw this. Okay, it's loaded, safety off, and firing. What the hell? Where the hell did it? I mean, no, it's pretty precise where. Oh! Oh, damn! Oh, my lord! Oh, shit. You know, I was like, thankfully I put that OSB right there, because I thought it completely misfired. But I mean, right through the weakest part, went all the way through, obviously completely wrecked the arrow. It seems like I have to shoot a second time. Get this thing loaded. Put a sad face on here, because I'm sorry, my friend. 3, 2, 1. Ouch. Yeah, another bolt completely demolished. I don't know. I don't think I have to say anything about this, right? Okay, so clearly this, yeah, isn't what you'd want to wear facing a very high-powered medieval longbow. If it was just bladed weapons, I think this is still very viable. So this was with your opponent on the ground. This would hurt, but I don't think this would necessarily kill you. Oh no, I mean it's the throat, but there would still be the chainmail between you and the blade. So you can see some improvement, but there's still a lot that I can improve with this armor. Now I just want to state once more, I'm not trying to be historically accurate, and maybe for the future I'll actually try to, I don't know, like weave in some kydex or maybe actually some steel plates, but at that point do a real plate armor, so this wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, well, I spent about 50 hours making this thing and I just completely demolished it in like 30 minutes. I would really appreciate it if you could at least leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And also let me know if the next armor build should be either the breastplate, so I can fix this thing to the breastplate, or if I should make the second shoulder piece so that it's a little bit more balanced. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. And now it's time to remind you about the amazing game which is today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. If you haven't started playing this game yet, please scan my QR code or use the link in the description and download Raid to get the epic champion Talia as well as insane bonuses for free.